What's up, fans of the pod, friends of the pod, wherever you are? If you're tuning in, welcome back. Hot takes and pump fakes, episode 9 or 10, 10 now. Holy crap, big 1-0. Regular crew. Unfortunately, for the fans of Ryan Brewer, he may make it in, he may not. But yeah, let's get started. Playoffs. Pretty exciting. We didn't get to talk about the games for 2 weeks now. We didn't have an episode last week. But yeah, pretty exciting stuff. James, I'll run to you first. What is your initial reaction of this year's playoffs?
Well, as y'all know, the Chargers were in it, and then they weren't in it. It was just a matter of a couple days. They're on the couch now. Unfortunately, we're not going to get into that. We're going to talk about this following weekend's games. This is a good slate of games. I thought the Giants were going to potentially upset the Eagles, and the Eagles asserted their dominance and their will against the Giants, against a younger Giants team. That was kind of embarrassing, but they are a young team and they got a bright future. Great head coach Brian Dable, which I think the Buffalo Bills are missing a lot because 10 points in a playoff game, that is unacceptable as a top 5 offense in the NFL. You can't do that against the Cincinnati Bengals. They brought it. They came to play in Buffalo, snow game. They brought it. Burrow played well. He was finding Jamar Chase all across the field. He finished with 23 of, I think, 36, 242, 2 passing touchdowns. Only got sacked once in that game, too. So, that's pretty good. Whereas Josh Allen, I don't know what's going on with him recently. He's had a very inconsistent season and inconsistent playoffs. Miami, he did not look good. Cincinnati did not look good at all. And then one game I wanted to talk about is the Chiefs. Shout out Patrick Mahomes, man. He was playing hurt through that game. Got the Chiefs the dub against a tough Jaguars team that could have made some noise in the playoffs. Unfortunately, they didn't. Chiefs defense played excellent in that game as well, and it's going to be an exciting AFC title matchup. So those are my thoughts.
Kelvin.
Yeah, let me start first with the fraud, Josh Allen, man. Like James said, 2 back-to-back playoff duds. It's been going on for years, and I'm ready for the slander. He's escaped it for so long because he's such a likable guy. He's this, he's that. But at the end of the day, I don't care if you're likable. You need to win games, right? And, you can look at it this year and say the Bills and the Chiefs are equal. And, he just didn't get it done. He looked terrible against the Dolphins. The Dolphins were, 9-8 average team, in and out at quarterback. It shouldn't have been that close of a game. So I'm looking forward to the Josh Allen slander this whole offseason. I will be participating all the time. Daniel Jones slander, looking forward to that too. We got some people on here who think he's that guy. I don't think he's that guy. I don't think he's there yet, nowhere near that yet. But, Mr. 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions on 472 attempts. Not really that great. Seems like he's getting hidden by coaches or something like that. Cowboys, man, disappointed, to say the least. They had almost every opportunity to win that game. Just mistakes on mistakes on mistakes on mistakes. Just kept biting them in the butt. I don't know what they're going to do to fix that. They need to get it fixed, though. Something's going to change. And, like James said, shout out to Patrick Mahomes, man. Patrick Mahomes on one leg may be the 3rd best QB in the league, if we're being serious. He's just a dog. I will give a shout out to Jacksonville. They play their heart out. But they're just not there yet. They just need a couple more pieces. Once they get Calvin Ridley back next year, that's going to be nasty. Yeah, man, just a couple more pieces, either on the line or on the defensive end, and they'll be good for some couple years. So those are my takes.
Yeah. Yeah, Daniel Jones, unfortunately, me and Coach P's guy. But I'm sure they'll fix. I mean, Dable's in there to win. I'm sure they'll fix up that wide receiver room because Slayton as your number one ain't gonna win you many playoff games. So, but
That's got to
yeah,
be your number one priority for the draft, right?
yeah, I think they
The
draft.
right tackle. Giants need a right tackle, that right side offensive line.
Yeah, like I don't know of any tackle that they would draft in this draft. I don't know if there is one. And I don't know if they'll have a high enough pick to get one. Like maybe they could sneak in and get one in the later rounds, or first round with wide receiver class.
Yeah.
There's a guy sitting there. You got to get him. But yeah, let me swing it to Coach P.
So yeah, like you said, we didn't have an episode last week. There is just one thing I want to say about the wild card weekend, and we talked about it the last probably 5-6 weeks of the regular season. Vikings just weren't it. I mean, I don't know what it is. I mean, you've got all the talent in the world on that offense, and then one week it's lighting you up. The next week it's terrible. It's gone. So I don't know. Some inconsistencies there that really need to be fixed. I'm sure they'll focus on that stuff this offseason. It'll probably end up being the same result next year, just what the Vikings do. As far as this last weekend, some pretty fun games, honestly. Jaguars, like Kelvin said, Calvin Ridley, him not being on that field hurt them. But he did his time with his suspension. He's back next year. If the Jaguars had had Calvin Ridley, I fully believe they would have beaten Kansas City. Because Patrick Mahomes, like I'm not taking anything away from Patrick Mahomes because the dude, you can't say he doesn't have grit and that he doesn't want to win. The dude was injured on his right foot, which is the one he steps off of in order to throw the ball. I mean, he's a dual threat quarterback, and then even when he has one leg, he's still probably, like Kelvin said, he might be the best pocket passer when he's just limited to pocket passing. So, I mean, it's just incredible. Eagles picked up where they left off. They look good. We're talking about the Bengals. We're talking about the Cowboys and the Bills. It's just, I don't know. Bills, I don't know what they need to do. I mean, when Stephon Diggs gets held to 5 or 4 receptions for 35 yards and he's matched up against Eli Apple, who is like the social media scapegoat of the cornerbacks, it's kind of funny, but at the same time, we don't have to talk about his Twitter antics after the game. But, I mean, Joe Burrow showed that he's Joe Burrow. He overtook 100%. He overtook Josh Allen in my top 5. I mean, he's got to be number 2 now. It's hilarious. When he was at Ohio State, he was told that he was a Division III quarterback at best, and now he might be on his way to his 2nd consecutive Super Bowl. Cowboys are in trouble. I'll touch more on that in a little bit, but I don't see a way where they get better anytime soon. I think they've got some things they've got to dish out here pretty quickly. So.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all kind of like noticed this with Viking games or not. Especially against the Giants. You're blinded by Kirk Cousins and Jefferson and Thielen and Osborne, but Dalvin Cook, when I watch a game, I don't see him getting nearly as involved as he should be. Like he's arguably a top 5 running back, and he's not getting the touches that he should be.
Well, not only that, but the backup Madison, he's also really freaking
he's good.
Starting some teams,
Yeah.
and that should be a top 5 running back room, and instead, because of they're not being utilized, because of the head coach now who wants to pass the ball more, is now hurting this offense in later games in the season.
Yeah. Well, he was our OC last year when we won the Super Bowl, and I mean we didn't really run the ball. Kirk Cousins should not throw more than 50 times a game. He's not good. He's not a good enough quarterback to do that. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
I feel like you got to be a top 5 quarterback to throw over 50 times a game, you know?
Yeah.
I think they really need to treat Cook and Madison kind of like a couple years ago with the Saints, how you had Kamara and Ingram.
Yeah.
Cook
that was
minimum
nasty.
25 touches a game, minimum 25 touches, and then you get Madison in to switch up the flow. He should be getting about 15 touches a game. I know they want to get the ball to Jefferson and Thielen, but I mean, let's be real, Thielen's on the decline. He's not what he used to be anymore, and Jefferson's probably the best receiver in the league. But like, I mean, if you really want a balanced offense, Jefferson may have to be like, look, I may have to sacrifice couple catches, couple touchdowns for our offense to be more efficient for us to, win games.
Yeah.
Man, I know a young quarterback that would love to feed Jefferson the ball.
Yeah. So Cousins had 39 attempts compared to Dalvin Cook's 15 carries, and he had 6 receptions. So he got the ball, but Madison didn't run one time. He only had 1 reception, which is kind of crazy. And Jefferson had 7 receptions. Thielen had 3. Hawkinson had 10. But yeah, I mean, Hawkinson can also block too. So I don't know what it is, but enough of that. Let's hear the man Davo talk. What we seen these past couple weeks, Davo?
I'm gonna talk about this past weekend. I'm gonna start with the 49ers Cowboys game. Solid win for the 49ers, a bit shaky. I was talking to James about this, about Brock Purdy. I haven't talked about this really that much, but they let Brock Purdy get comfortable quick. He got very comfortable back there very quickly, and that is not good for a rookie quarterback like that. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You let a quarterback like that get comfortable with that type of offense, it's not gonna be good for the rest of his opposing teams in the rest of their playoff run. And it's been showing through rounds 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And the typical Dak we usually see in the playoffs showed up. Very disappointing performance from him. A lot of things need to change with that Cowboys offense. Let's move on to the Bengals' fantastic win. Joe Burrow just evenly spreads his attempts throughout his receivers. You know what I'm saying? If you go look at this past game, everybody's right around that same catch, yards. He just evenly dispersed it, and well done from Joe Burrow, and it showed up very well. Congratulations to the Chiefs. Congratulations. Patrick Mahomes has a very good game. No, just playing. Congrats to the Chiefs. That was a good win. It was a little shaky for them. I'm not gonna lie, but they got it done. But they better hope Patrick is at least 80% healthy coming in this week versus the Bengals, or it will not be good. Let's go into the Eagles game. It's a dominant win, like Coach P was saying. They picked up where they left off. I also would like to say Saquon's highly underrated. 9 touches, 83 yards, I believe. What's that, like 7 yards a carry? He only had 9 touches. He needs more touches. I mean, that you got to establish the run to open up the pass game. And it looks like, just based upon his touches, that they did not get that done. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, so a couple things I saw. One, Jaguars. I think they will. I think the Cons have kind of realized this is a team that they're going to spend the money on instead of on an AEW and stuff like that. They're going to go out and get some offensive linemen, I think, and probably draft either an O-line or maybe a secondary. Although their defense is very, very underrated. They don't have like the names or anything, but them boys play hard. Same with the Bengals defense. Eli Apple.
I got to interrupt you, John. They got a name at linebacker.
Well, yeah,
Just no
he's
one
good.
talks about
He's
him.
good. He's good.
Oye Aluakin.
They're good. No, I'm just saying, but like you don't have like the household names on the Jaguars defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but this guy should be a household name.
I
They
mean,
got
he-
the
I
real
mean,
Josh
he'll be
Allen
next season.
also.
You
They
got
have the
Josh
real
Allen.
Josh
too.
Allen.
I mean,
They look-
I mean, you.
Yeah, but that's not the Josh Allen people should be talking. They're talking about the other Josh Allen, the fraud.
That's true. And they don't talk about Tyson Campbell too. He had a really good bounce back year, and he's
Great shot.
silently one of the best corners in the league.
Yeah,
Sean,
that's what I'm trying to see.
about.
Their defense is very underrated, and I think they're going to go out probably in the draft, gets a couple more guys. Because I mean, it's a loaded draft in terms of defense. I think not necessarily, maybe not secondary position, but talking about D line, edge rushers, linebackers. This is a very talented draft. There's a trend that I've noticed for the past 2 years is if you have an offensive line that's really good, like the Eagles, Rams last year, Bengals this year, Chiefs this year, you're going to be a very hard time to beat. I mean, Pacheco and McKinnon have revived. Well, Pacheco's a rookie and he's balling. McKinnon has revived his career with the Chiefs because of that offensive line and how good they are. Eagles, I mean, that defensive line that the Giants have was really, really good this season, and they didn't do jack shit against the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Hurts could walk in the end zone at any point he wanted to inside the 10-yard line just because of how good they were. So I think you're probably going to see your Super Bowl winner this year with the best offensive line. Now,
Which that would be the 49ers, because the Cowboys, I don't think Brock Purdy got touched. And the Cowboys have a star-studded defensive line. Parsons couldn't do anything against Trent Williams. It was just that was a nightmare for the Cowboys.
I would say the Eagles probably had the best O-line.
I mean, I think it's going to be one of those two teams if you're going based off of that trend.
James, did you not see Parsons literally pick up that dude and just throw him like he was Optimus Prime?
Congrats, one play.
It wasn't just one play. I mean, he's gonna do his thing, but they limited him. I don't know because I don't know who's gonna win this year. But the offensive line is, I mean, you got Eagles left, you got 49ers left, you got Bengals left, you got Chiefs left. Arguably the four best offensive lines in each conference. Arguably.
Yeah.
And they're in their conference championship. So I think teams going forward should definitely start investing in O-line because I think it's going to help tremendously in today's league. So with that being said, with the conference championships, we're going to do a little preview. So I'm going to go with Davo first. What are your initial thoughts, prediction, maybe of both of these games?
Okay, on the I'll start with the AFC Championship, the Bengals and Chiefs. I'm not thinking Patrick Mahomes is going to be at least 80% healthy, and for that reason, I think the Bengals take the game by 2 scores, at least 2 scores. And if you do not have at least 80% healthy Patrick Mahomes, that kind of messes up your whole offensive scheme because the offenses are revolved around him. With the 49ers Eagles game, I really thought about it too much. I'm hoping for a solid game from both teams. Not a lot of turnovers. That'd be very, very nice to watch. I think this could possibly be the best game we see in the playoffs. Just the diversity between both offenses. They're very elite. But I think we'll take the 49ers by 3.
Good.
Time expiring.
Okay. Coach Pete?
Yeah, Bengals and Chiefs. A couple of weeks ago, I picked the Bengals to be my Super Bowl winners. I think it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a fun game. Patrick Mahomes is 0-3 against Joe Burrow. I think this week he might do something a little bit different, though. I think he's going to make it 0-4. I just think the Bengals are just too good. Like David was saying, I mean, if Patrick Mahomes is healthy, it's going to be a shootout. If he's 80% to 100%, it's going to be a shootout. Then the only thing is going to be, can they keep up with the Bengals offense? Because they score so often and so fast. However, if he's, even if Patrick Mahomes is 75%, which is still better than probably another 25 quarterbacks in the league, but if he's still 75%, I don't know if you can keep up. I just don't, because he's going to have to scramble. And if he's not able to scramble, they're going to catch on eventually. Eagles and 49ers, That's going to be a great game. I agree with David. I think that might be one of the better games of the season, just because it's going to be, completely loaded offense and defenses on both sides. I think, honestly, the Eagles can win, but the key is if you lock up McCaffrey. You got to keep him at under 100 yards. If he gets more than 100 yards, it's going to be a long, long day. Because, with all the weapons you've got, if one guy gets 100 yards, they're going to start honing in on him. And then next thing you know, George Kittle has 2 touchdowns. It's just – but, yeah, give me Bengals by 10 and give me 49ers by 4.
Wow.
Kel.
I think for keys to this game, I'm sorry, AFC. I think I like the Bengals. I like them, but I think we also need to stop acting like they're Superman, because let's not forget they almost lost to Tyler Huntley and the Ravens the week before if he doesn't botch that goal line QB sneak. And the key to making the Bengals struggle. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say Kansas City probably would have lost to Jacksonville if Christian Kirk didn't drop a touchdown.
That's true. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. But I think Baltimore and Kansas and Cincinnati was a little bit closer than Jacksonville, Kansas City.
Yeah.
And I think the key for Kansas City this weekend is stopping Joe Mixon. If they can stop Joe Mixon and make Cincinnati one-dimensional, then the game's going to be really, really close. Baltimore held Joe Mixon to 11 carries, 39 yards, and his longest was 11. So 10 carries for 28 yards, 2.8 yards a rush. That made Kansas City that made Cincinnati become one-dimensional. I'm not saying they can't do it. Obviously, Joe Burrow and them could do it, but Joe Burrow only had 200 yards that game also. So it's going to be in Arrowhead. Like you said, Patrick Mahomes is not going to be 100%, but he's still top 5 when he's not 100%.
Yeah.
And the key for Cincinnati is, of course, stopping Travis Kelce. If you can stop him, then you're going to blow the Chiefs out. But if you can't, he has 17 targets against Jacksonville. 17. And he caught 14 of them for 98 yards and 2 touchdowns. But I think the key for Cincinnati is also either stopping Kelce, but do not let Kansas City's run game get going. Because if you let Kansas City's run game get going, now you're not going to stop their offense trying to play a balanced attack. Because, it's Andy Reid, probably the best play caller in the league, and you got Patrick Mahomes, who's the best QB in the league. I'm still going to roll with Cincinnati, but give me Cincinnati 31-30. I think, what's your boy's name? Coach P, Evan McPherson, right?
McPherson, yeah.
I think he's probably going to hit like a 47-yard field goal as time expires or something like that.
Ooh.
Something like that. Yeah, Mahomes will fall to 0-4 against Burrow, but I think it's close. Now, Philly and San Fran. My keys last week for the Cowboys were less than 1 turnover and hold McCaffrey to under 150 yards. They did one of those two. And it's the same thing for Philly. Hold McCaffrey under 150 and 1 turnover or less. It's going to be hard to score against their defense. From D-line to secondary, they're probably top 5 in every single position. Definitely at linebacker with Fred Warner's a dog. He's a dog. But I just don't think their offense, I don't think the 49ers have enough offense to get it done. You're asking Brock Purdy to go into Lincoln Financial Field and beat the Eagles. Philly's going to be rocking. You got, and I think with Dallas, if Dallas maybe had a true wide receiver too, they probably could have beat the Niners. Now you got 2 top dogs at receiver, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Is Dallas Goedert back? Is he playing?
He caught the first touchdown.
Oh, he still got Dallas Goedert. And then if Miles Sanders can get it rolling too. That would be nice.
Yeah.
And now you have to stop Jalen Hurts' legs, and he's very careful with the ball. He doesn't really turn it over that much. So for that case, I'm going with Philly. I think it'll be low scoring again, just like the Cowboys game. Give me Philly 20. Give me Philly 20-14.
So, Kelvin, I have a question for you. So I remember the night of September 17th, 2022.
Mm-hmm.
We were sitting in Ryan Brewer's apartment.
Oh, yeah. I said Jalen Hurts is trash.
Okay, but is he top 5 now? Because we said it, and you were like, you were on the fence about it.
Well, you guys had him top 10, and I still thought that was a stretch. Because, I mean, he was mid last year. He was mid. I mean, let's see. Mahomes, Burrow, Allen. I would probably go. He's 5 or 6 for me. I think 4 through 6 is so interchangeable with Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, and Jalen Hurts. I think it's so interchangeable that.
But let's say, like hypothetically, let's say that they beat 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
He's accomplished more than those other 3 guys. He's got to be.
That's fine, but I also think he's really benefiting from his team right now. Because the Eagles probably have the best defense in the league. He has 2 top 15, top 20 guys at receiver, probably a top 5 tight end in the league, the best offensive line in the league. If you put any quarterback in that situation, they're going to look great. We saw him last year when he didn't have as great as a team, and he was okay. Put Justin Herbert on the Eagles. I mean, we'll be probably saying he's top 2. Put Trevor Lawrence on the Eagles, we'll be saying he's top 2. I just think that if you put a lot of QBs in, no, I'm not saying Jalen Hurts doesn't have talent. He does. But I think if you also put a lot of quarterbacks on his team, they would also look very good. If you put, I'll even say you put Daniel Jones on the Eagles.
I was just about to ask about Daniel Jones.
Be top 10. If you put Daniel Jones on the Eagles, he'll probably be top 10.
Probably top 5. But anyways, James.
I guess first I'm gonna talk about Chiefs Bengals. Look, if you want to be honest, I really don't think it matters whether Patrick Mahomes is 70% healthy or 100% healthy. I think the Chiefs are going to win. Their run game has suddenly come alive in the end of the year, and I don't see the Bengals being the stoppers of that run because I don't think they have run stoppers on that defense. I think they're more of a zone type of defense. Try to defend the pass more because they play really good quarterbacks. I think Pacheco and McKinnon are key factors in this game. I think they win the Chiefs this game. I do think that it's not going to be low scoring, though. I think this is high scoring contest. Defense isn't going to matter. I think it's going to be whoever can pound the rock and can establish it. And I think the Chiefs do it. I think I got Chiefs by 4 in this. I'm going to go 31-27 Chiefs. Then Eagles, Niners, I honestly could see this game going into overtime because they're so evenly matched and you just don't know what's going to happen. However, I think that this is where we're going to start to question a guy named Brock Purdy. I think his time has come to an end, fellas. I'm not saying he's going to play terrible, but I think the 49ers lose this game. I don't really have an analysis of why, but I got Eagles by 3.
Man, he's going to be going against 2 top dogs at corner, Slay and Bradbury, with Hassan Reddick chasing him around. Like he's gonna have to earn every single yard. And Philly's defense is probably a little bit better than Dallas's. So I mean, he's kind of struggled against Dallas. So I mean, he's gonna have a fun time. And he's not going to be at home. That's why I think the biggest factor is home field advantage. I mean, we know Philly's probably top 5 toughest places to play in the league, so they're going to be rowdy. in
any sport.
Yeah, and I think he's gonna.
Insane.
I think he's gonna feel it.
I'll go NFC first. Give me the Eagles. I don't know, like what Kelvin was saying. I don't want to, like, Purdy's doing great. He's a rookie. He's still, regardless of how much protection he has and the weapons around, he still shouldn't be playing like this. Going last pick in the draft to playing pretty decent. But I think the experience is going to get it to him. And I don't know if regardless if they have Fred Warner or not, there's 3 Pro Bowlers on that offensive line. 3 of the 5 are on the Eagles. I don't know if their pass rush is going to be enough to affect Jalen Hurts. Because I think when Jalen Hurts gets pressured, I mean, we've seen it in the national championship games and stuff, in the playoffs. When he gets pressured, he is terrible. And I don't think that's going to happen. So I also think it's not going to be very high scoring. I think it's going to be the same thing the 49ers do every single playoff game. They get up to the 30-yard line and they let Robbie Gould kick. And it's going to be the same thing. So give me the Eagles 17-13. And then the Chiefs, Bengals. Got 2 scores for y'all. Last AFC Championship game last year. Bengals 27, Chiefs 24. And they played this year. Bengals 27, Chiefs 24. So I'm going to give you my score. Bengals 24, Chiefs 27.
Nice.
And here's why. This is a different Patrick Mahomes we're seeing. It has nothing to do with what he's doing on the field. I don't know if y'all saw Jacksonville. He's over here slamming helmets. He's yelling at guys.
Yeah.
When have we ever seen him do that? I don't think I've ever seen him yell in his career so far until this season. Like, he is playing pissed off. He does not care. I mean, he kicked out his wife and brother off the sidelines. They can't come on no more till after the game. And I don't think he's going to let Burrow do this. I'm not saying Burrow's going to play good. That's just going to happen. That's what he does in these situations. He thrives. So it's how he plays. But I think regardless if Mahomes is fully healthy or not, the way the running game is playing, like James said, I think it's going to be really hard to stop the Chiefs. And I think Eli Apple's going to have a bad, bad day. Sorry, Eli Apple. I actually do like you a lot now.
Cancun, man.
He might be joining them boys in Cancun next week.
Oh, the Diggs is going to talk so much shit if they lose.
Yeah.
But he has no room to talk. Apple shut him down. You shouldn't let
Did Apple shut him down, or did Josh Allen not find him?
No.
A little bit of both.
He played really good.
He didn't play well.
And flip on to our next topic. Fellas, what would y'all do for, arguably, you can make the argument, the 2 most talented teams in each division, the Cowboys and Bills? Time and time again, they folded.
Can I start this off?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I think with Dallas, right? I think Jerry Jones has to tell McCarthy, Kellen Moore, if he doesn't get a head coaching job, if he stays another year, Dak and Zeke, step up your shit this year, this upcoming season, or you're gone. And I think partly with Dak, because honestly, I think he's afraid right now of, getting hit. His big thing coming out of Mississippi State was he's a dual threat guy. He's a runner. He's fearless. He takes hits, all that stuff. And I feel like it's in his head the last 2 times he's taken off or like really ran. He snapped his ankle in half.
Yeah.
And then he hurt his shoulder. So you're taking away an element of your game that made you so important. Because you got to think about it. Besides this season, or even the season before, when he got hurt, Dak was known as like the safest quarterback or the most efficient quarterback. He never turned the ball over. He never put it in harm's way. Just played smart football. And now he's trying to cope with, oh man, what if I take off right now? Am I going to get hurt? Last time I ran, I snapped my ankle in half or I hurt my shoulder or something like that. And he's coping with that. Now he's trying to force the ball in the places that he's not really supposed to be throwing. So I think if you're Jerry Jones or McCarthy, you tell him like, look, Dak, football is football. You get hurt, you get hurt. It happens sometimes. Can't control it. But this is one of the most important parts of your game. It makes us great and it makes our offense great. Because I think if there's one thing you can fix if you're Dallas, it is the turnovers. Like, imagine if Dallas didn't turn the ball over. They'll probably be the best team in the league. But they turn the ball over too much, and now you're wasting a Pro Bowl defense, an all-star defense right now, because now you're telling them the average team probably gets the ball around 12 times a game. Now you're telling your defense to go out there 15 times a game and stop a team like the Eagles or the 49ers. It's not going to happen. Not with talented teams like that. So that's how I think you fix the Cowboys. Zeke needs to he needs to go. He hasn't been good since year 2. They maybe get Bijan in the draft or something like that if they can. The Bills, get a running back, please. Get Singletary out of there. Get an offensive line that's also built to run the ball. Start holding Josh Allen accountable. Like, McDermott I don't really think McDermott puts it hard on Allen, like makes him own up to his mistakes or anything like that. Find a wide receiver too, because Gabe Davis isn't it. He's a 3, but he's not a 2. And just get healthy on the defensive side of the ball, and then I think you can do it. But I think it really starts with Josh Allen. He really needs to look at himself in the mirror and be like, what am I doing to help this team? Am I just going out there reckless? Or, he needs to play more like how Cam did in his MVP season. And I don't know. I don't know how he does that. I mean, Cam did it with Devin Funchess and Tech in. You have Stephon Diggs. So I think he just really needs to take a look in the mirror and just say, I need to play smarter football. And I trust Diggs, trust my guys to make a play. I feel like that's Josh Allen's biggest problem. He doesn't trust his guys enough to make a play. So he feels like he has to make the play. And it either ends in a turnover or a bad ball or something. So I think those are my keys to fixing those teams.
Davo.
I'm going to be honest. Kelvin covered a lot of points that I was gonna speak on. Well done, Kelvin. One thing I will add is that you might even need to, with the Cowboys, try a different quarterback. Try Cooper Rush. Try it now. I mean, I know the Cowboys fans are so disappointed. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of anger, aggression all over social media. And I don't blame them. Your quarterback chokes in the playoffs season after season. You know what I mean? And you have a very talented team, like you said, Kelvin. Very talented defense, elite defense. And you can't just blame it on one person, but one person can certainly make a difference in a ball game. And he just can't do that. So I'm thinking going into next season, maybe try Cooper Rush, maybe go get a solid backup quarterback.
Put some pressure on him.
Yeah. Make him step up if he doesn't want to do it. That's all I have to say.
Coach P.
So yeah, both of them kind of touched on a lot of things as well. As far as Bills, like Kelvin said, they need that help on offense. One thing I want to touch on, and it's not on the offensive side yet. I'm going to talk a little bit. I'm jumping around. I'm sorry, but losing Von Miller 4 weeks into the season didn't really help the Bills defense at all. But when he comes back, I mean, okay, there's an instant fix right there. There's a run stopper. There's a pass rusher, all in the same. I mean, so that's going to be a big difference maker. But as far as the Bills' offense, all they really have is Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. They're both top 5 in their positions. Gabe Davis is a low tier wide receiver 2 to a high tier wide receiver 3. You need somebody up there to either help enhance Gabe Davis, or just make him a true wide receiver 3 and get a true 2. Devin Singletary, I like him. I mean, he's fun to watch when he's doing well. Unfortunately, he's just not. He's not a RB1. Josh Allen is the Bills' run game, and they need to change that. That's not obtainable. Like Kelvin was saying with Dak, you saw what happens when you're the run game for half the season. You know, eventually it wears on you physically and mentally. So, I mean, I'm not making excuses for the Bills. There's really nothing you can make an excuse for. You can't lose in Buffalo when you're known to have the rowdiest fans in the NFL. When you're in Buffalo in a playoff game, when it's snowing, when it's windy, you can't lose that game. That's too big of a game, too big of a stage to lose. As far as Dallas, like I said, I think they're in trouble. I'm having flashbacks. When I look at Dallas, I look at, unfortunately, the 2018, 2019, 2020 Falcons, because they gave Dak a massive contract. He's no longer in his prime. He's on the tail end of it. They gave Zeke a huge contract. I mean, that is deja vu with Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. Because, I mean, we saw that. The Falcons are year 4 after giving those extensions to those two guys, and we're just now recovering. Like, this is the first season where we can have a little bit of hope after getting rid of those guys. In my honest opinion, Cowboys kind of messed it up when they got rid of Amari. They should have, I said it earlier, they should have built that team around Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and Tony Pollard. They should have traded Zeke when he had some value, when he had some trade capital. They should have gotten rid of him. And like Kelvin was saying with Dak, he's just got to get out of his head. I think every time he takes a step out of the pocket of Mercedes-Benz Stadium and snapping that ankle. And, I mean, I can't say I wouldn't. That was a terrible injury. It was disgusting. It hurt me to look at. But, I mean, he's so bad under pressure because of that. And he never was before 2020. I mean, his decision-making. I saw a video earlier. This will be my last point that I make. But I saw a video of somebody broke down the 49ers defense. And they said what they do is that they line up, the 5 on the line. They bring down 2 of their linebackers, make it look like they're rushing 7. Really, what those 2 linebackers are doing is they're just faking the blitz. Whereas when the ball is snapped, they will go into coverage. Cornerback will come down for a cornerback blitz. When they did that, there was one play where they did that. Pressure came on Dak. He just threw it up, said a prayer, threw it to CD. I can't remember if it was complete or incomplete. But then you rewatch the play, and the 2 linebackers are close to T.Y. Hilton. One of them goes towards the hash. The other one goes towards the middle of the field. The linebacker that was covering CD originally comes down. T.Y. Hilton had probably 20 yards of green grass on every side of him. I mean, that's an easy touchdown. So it's just things like that. You've got to stand in there, take that hit. Roughing the passer calls are at an all-time high. Worst case scenario, you get a free 15. So I think he's just got to be better under pressure. Quit. He's overthinking. So,
yeah. James.
Guys, I think we're forgetting a pretty big point in trying to rebuild these teams is money is involved. Jerry Jones is going to spend the money. The Bills, on the other hand, they're not spending crap, I mean, you just paid Von Miller a super extension for a 33-year-old edge rusher, and Diggs is coming up for a contract. Allen's going to want a new deal when Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow get $50 million plus. Mahomes, obviously that's the same. That's a different thing, but money is going to be involved in these decisions, and which is why I'm saying that the window is next year, or you got to blow up. I think because obviously you're not going to win if you don't. Both these teams are going to have to make the Super Bowl for it to even make sense. Like the Rams, you either got to go all in or just let it wash away. I mean, if I'm the Cowboys, bring Zeke back, yeah, but you got to make it known this is the year to the whole team. Bring him back, see what he can do. CeeDee Lamb, I feel bad for that guy. I mean, he played awesome in his mind against 49ers. Buddy, Jerry Jones is going to get you another guy so you can get more open. Heck, you're going to get another receiver, but this is the year, or this window is closing because for both these teams, that window is so small now because you look at the NFC, Niners, they're always going to be good. They're not slowing down. Eagles, top dogs in the division. Giants are coming up in your division. You got to do something. Bills, Herbert, Mahomes, Burrow, Lawrence. Freaking anything can happen in the AFC as
A
well.
lot of teams are one player or one QB away from just passing you.
And I think the Cowboys will be fine. The Bills, on the other hand, they're going to cut some losses this year and try to get some names in the building because this next year is the year for them. If they can't win it, you're not going to beat the Chargers. You're not going to beat the Chiefs. You're not beating the Bengals. You're not beating the Jaguars. Shoot, you might not even beat the freaking Titans or Miami.
I was going to say Dolphins.
Because all these teams are growing, whereas the Bills are regressing. So that's just my take on it. And money's going to be involved in these decisions.
So for the Bills, I'll speak on the Bills first. One, get that indoor stadium. Like I just think you'll be 10 times better if you don't have to play in the cold and in the snow literally every playoffs because clearly it's not working because that's what happens. You're gonna draft Bijan Robinson. If you don't, he's gonna fall to you. That's just how it's gonna go. Nobody's gonna want to draft him, and you have 29th, 29th pick. He'll come to you. You gotta draft him. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you. Say goodbye to your run game if you don't draft him. Get, like Kelvin was saying, get an offensive line that's a little better with the run so you can kind of let Allen do his thing and also let Robinson do his thing as well. Wide receiver 3 need it. Isaiah McKenzie. I think y'all are hating on Gabe a little bit. I know he's a little inconsistent, but when Diggs is, I don't know. I think if you get another receiver in there that's actually capable and good, I think you'll be all right. Now the Cowboys. Kellen Moore got to go. His play calling in the fourth quarter, especially in the last 2 minutes, was ridiculous. If he's getting a head coaching job, let him walk. Don't even offer him. I think it's time for a fresh set of eyes, fresh set of blood in the offense play callers. Y'all are saying get rid of Zeke, but I think every team in the NFL, except for maybe one or two, would love to have Zeke as an RB2.
Zeke's staying, guys.
That
Zeke Jones isn't going to cut him.
Like, I know the contract is atrocious, and if they do get rid of him, you need to go ahead and go get another RB2. Then, maybe like a Darrell Henderson or somebody like that.
See, I think the problem with Zeke is that he's kind of like Derrick Henry. Zeke is one of those guys, I think, who needs the ball 25 times a game to be efficient. If you're splitting time with him with Tony Pollard, he maybe only gets 15 touches a game. He's not going to get into that rhythm. So it's kind of like, all right, do we commit to Zeke or do we commit to Dak, CD, and, the passing game? And I think you got to lean towards Dak and CD more than.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
See,
But I mean, if you get rid of him, you need to go get a receiver. I think a problem with the Cowboys time and time again is when it gets time a little closer to playoffs and stuff, their receivers start dropping like flies.
hmm
I think they catch the injury bug at the wrong time every year. Like Gallup was out for most of the year, so he couldn't catch his stride, and he did not do well. You had to go old T.Y. Hilton. I mean, he's decent, but I mean, there's a guy out there. I know he caused a lot of controversy, but OBJ would have definitely taken a contract with you.
Yeah.
And if you had him in the playoffs against the 49ers, I mean, we saw what he did with the Rams, and Dak Prescott can move the ball arguably better than Stafford most of the time. And then I think for them in the draft, they need to just hammer offensive line and secondary. I think Diggs back there, I mean, Jerron Curse is all right, but Diggs is putting a lot of pressure on himself, so he gets himself in some tough situations. So I think offensive line and secondary is your go-tos in the draft.
Another thing to add with the Cowboys too, you have to pay Diggs and Parsons after next season,
Yep.
and they're going to want max contracts. They're going to want the top dollar value for their position. And to be honest, they're probably going to get it. They're going to reset the market again for that position. So, yeah, their window. Both teams they have to be in the Super Bowl next year, or it's over. Like they have to push reset, build a new team around Josh Allen, and the Cowboys. I don't know. I don't know what you do.
I don't know if it's reset right after, though.
who's in a
Money. You don't have money. The Bills don't make enough money to. I don't think they're going to pay a luxury tax, whereas Jerry Jones is going to pay any day of the week.
If they're building an indoor stadium, I think they will, because we built an indoor stadium and we're paying the luxury tax probably for the next 100 years, and I'm
who's
okay with that.
so who's in a tougher spot
realize
right
the window.
Who's in a worse spot? Definitely the Cowboys.
Okay.
Definitely.
John, one thing you said that I want to talk about, you said, and this is our problem, I think, that all of us are touching on as far as Zeke goes. We were talking about that contract, wanting to get rid of him. One of the things you said is that, what was it? You said like 28 teams or something like that would love him as an RB2. What team is going to pay $15 million for a second string running back? If you're
I'm
paying
not saying
$15 million,
nobody's going to pay the contract, but I'm just saying, like in general,
no, yeah. But I mean, he's not going to agree to restructure.
How much longer is his contract left?
Oh, like another 6 years?
I mean, I don't know his contract.
It was
bad.
no, not 6 years. My bad. It was a 6-year, $90 million. So I think he's got 3 or 4 left on it.
He's a free agent after
2026.
He's a free agent in 2027. It'll be 32.
Because I don't know. I think I got mixed up on when that contract ended, because I don't keep up with the Cowboys, even though my roommate's the biggest Cowboys fan, probably in South Carolina. But I don't. But now that's saying, like, damn, 2027.
Yeah.
It'll be
Just
32.
release. I mean, just release. I mean, at some point, I think you just release him. I don't think it's worth the trade. You're not going to get anything.
I feel like you could
It's
probably trade
2027.
him for like a fourth, fifth rounder, some team that maybe.
I don't know if it's 20, like, if it was like 2024 or 2025, you could definitely trade him, I think.
I think if you're looking at a team that's like one piece away, say somebody like, I won't say one piece away, but could use him, that'll really be helpful. Let's say Washington. I was gonna say maybe even Kansas City. they need a bell cow at running back, I think. I mean, Pacheco and McKinnon are good, but they aren't Zeke. I think that's the one they had a bell cow for like 1 year, and that was Clyde Edwards-Helaire when he was good for like his rookie season.
His rookie year.
But like a team like I'm pretty sure a team like Kansas City, who probably really only has to pay their O-line, so Orlando Brown and what's the center's name? I forgot his name.
He was a rookie last year, so Creed Humphrey.
Yeah, Creed Humphrey, Chris Jones, Mahomes is already paid. I'm pretty sure Kelsey's paid, right?
Mahomes is going to get another extension after this Herbert and Burrow deals.
Didn't he sign 10 years, $300 million?
Yeah, I'm
10 years, $500 million.
Yeah, 10 years, $500 million.
Or maybe, yeah.
He's set for literally like the rest of his career, probably.
Well,
he won't
pay him in 2 years.
He won't do that though. I think he wants to be a Chief, so he's not going to ask. He's not going to get crazy with that.
He's dedicated to winning too. So I feel like if anybody, Mahomes is the guy that'll be like, you know, I'll take a couple less million if that means another Super Bowl. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, both those teams got a lot of work to do this offseason, and that's for sure.
10 years.
Better draft well too.
Actually,
that's all they can do though is draft. They can't. They're gonna only be able to sign guys to league minimums.
See, Mahomes' contract is. How much do you guys think Mahomes is making right now?
I mean, it's not 50 mil straight up because I know it fluctuates upwards.
I think it's 32.
Right? I think his base salary right now is it's 40. It's 40 million.
Jeez.
And then he isn't a free agent till 2032.
That's insane.
He'll be 37 years old and probably
nobody want him. Yeah.
He'll never be a free agent. That's the thing.
His bonuses got to be crazy.
His signing bonus wasn't even huge. His signing bonus was $10 million.
What about like his like his like AFC Championship?
Oh, never mind.
I'm sure he's got that. I'm sure those are like ridiculous.
So his contract is $450 million. His total guaranteed is 141. Actually, I think he got $63 million at signing.
Jesus.
Imagine just putting your name on a paper, $63 million in your account.
Oh crap.
Guys,
Deshaun
all of our problems would go away.
$232 million guaranteed. Dude, DW4 getting over $200 million guaranteed is ridiculous for a $232 million contract.
Y'all just be ready for Cincinnati and the Chargers. That's all I'm gonna say. These deals are gonna be insane.
Burrow is about to get paid.
James, I don't think your poverty franchise will even do it.
They're doing it. I've been reading. They're doing it. They'll offer Herbert a contract before the Bengals even think about it.
You know how much your owner's in a huge lawsuit.
Yeah, with his sister.
Yeah, huge. Our owner's got to pay St. Louis $900 million, and I actually looked today. Stan Kroenke is the second highest. His sports company is the second highest value. He's ahead of Jerry Jones now.
Anyway, we probably need to move on.
Wait.
Number one's Formula One racing. But anyways.
I do have one more question before we move on to NBA. Which team do you guys think right now the NFL is in the absolute worst spot you could be in right now?
Indy.
Yeah, Indy or Texans.
Rams.
Yeah, it might be the Rams.
Could be.
Rams or you know what? I'm not even gonna say the Rams because I think the Rams is nowhere fucked.
New Orleans is in a bad spot too.
I think Denver, man.
No, I wouldn't.
Denver's got to get the head coach right. You ain't got a lot of.
All we needs a head coach. Literally any head coach.
Kelvin had a thought to finish.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Tampa too.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna have to walk.
Yeah, I think it's the Raiders.
Oh,
or the Cardinals. Raiders or
Is
Cardinals?
Holy moly.
that Ryan?
What up, man?
Wait, Ryan.
Brewer.
Ryan, I'm put you on the spot right now. I need an answer in 5 seconds.
Okay.
Which team in the NFL right now is in the worst spot?
4, 3.
I'm gonna go with the Houston Texans.
I don't think so. They know they suck and they just rebuild.
I don't think so when they get Sean Payton to come to town.
Well, y'all put me on the spot. That's the first team came to mind. So, how bad y'all boys
All
miss me tonight?
Didn't even think about you.
Not much NBA talk, John?
Well, I can.
Yeah.
Y'all boys later.
NBA guys. MVP race is crazy right now. So
Oh yeah.
we're gonna give y'all our midseason top 5 players.
Players?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Crap, I had
players.
teams. Oops.
I mean, you could do both. You could do either one. So you could do
Uh,
that's fine.
Either
You're
one
gonna
is
give
cool with
me
me.
20
Yeah.
minutes for. Yeah, I'm just gonna do.
I'll start with players. So top 5 for this season, just specifically this season, we got Luka Doncic. He's going to be winning your MVP this year, I think.
He's your undeniable number one.
Yeah. God, I hate saying this, but I'm going to. Jason Tatum. I hate saying it, but that's how it is. Joel Embiid.
Yep.
Then we got, even though he's missed a lot of games, Steph Curry.
What?
Yep. And then at 5, I got Giannis.
Mm.
And then how about Sacramento?
Say that again.
Golly, Ryan.
So loud.
Am I allowed to speak now, Mr. Brewer?
Moving spots, fellas. Good.
Anyways, the
Golly,
Kings,
guys,
man,
give me a chance.
highest rated offense in the NBA this season. Who would have thought? Who would have friggin' thought?
Leading the Pacific.
Yeah.
They're third in the West.
Yeah. Who would have thought? Now, when it comes to the playoffs, will they go very far? No. They don't have a roster for the playoffs. That's just how it is. But man, Mike Brown
Yeah.
revitalizing his coaching career, I think. So good for the Kings. Shout out the Kings. I'm gonna swing it to Davo.
My top 5 is quite interesting. I agree with you with Luka being the undeniable number 1, John. My number 2 would have to be the Joker, man. I mean, do I need to say more? He's almost averaging a triple-double. And then my number 3, we got the Greek freak Giannis. And my number 4 will be Joel Embiid. And my number 5 is sleeper pick. Give me Shy Glizzy at my number 5. Guy's having a crazy season
Yes.
at his age.
Somehow I was seeing this. He has improved his scoring every month.
Damn.
His numbers have gone up, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, you should be able to do that with the roster he's got. So,
TikTok star Josh Giddey.
anyways, Coach P, give us your top 5 teams, top 5 players.
Yeah. Well, I was sitting here while y'all were talking. I was sitting here looking up as much stats as I could in those 3 minutes, and I gotta say, the conclusion I drew is I agree unanimously with Mr. David Prince. I'll go 1 to 5. I agree from everything I saw. We're just gonna go on from there because I don't want to be too different. So
Okay. Kelvin.
Number 1, yeah, give me Luka Doncic. Number 2, give me Nikola Jokic. I mean, he's averaging, I think, 26 points, 11 rebounds, 9.9 assists. Like he's probably going to be averaging a triple double by the season's over. What's that? 3. So number 3 is probably, oh man, give me Jason Tatum at 3. one of the best scorers in the game. 4. Come on, guys. Please, let's start putting some respect on King James' name.
Put
Oh
put
shit.
respect on it.
Please put some respect on it.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm taking out Steph. Give me
Yeah.
LeBron. Taking
I
out Steph.
mean,
LeBron.
LeBron, he's been, since he's turned 38 years old, he's averaging like 35 points a game. Like, the Lakers, I think, are like a game and a half out from the playoffs right now. They've been turning it up. I think with the addition of Rui, that'll really help them. So yeah, give me LeBron at is that 4?
Who?
5.
Too. That's the thing.
So
It'll help LeBron. It'll help LeBron too because it just
Yeah.
brings more consistency to that team, which is what they need is consistency.
exactly. And
Just signed Roy Hachimura. Sorry to interrupt you, Kelvin. Just Lakers signed Roy Hachimura yesterday.
Yep.
Got a nice little trade for Kendrick Nunn. I was very happy with that trade.
Yep.
Sorry to interrupt. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. And at 5, give me man, 5 is tough. Embiid, Giannis. We didn't really talk about Ja. Give me Giannis. Give me Giannis at actually no, give me Embiid. Give me Embiid. I mean, he's just gonna do what he does. I mean, what is he averaging, like 32 points this year or something like that?
Yeah.
33 actually, closer to 34. Wish he can get his rebounds up. He's only averaging 9. That's all right. I mean, yeah, so that'll probably be my top 5. Yep.
James.
Man. I don't even know if I can even come up with an order because I feel like all these guys are just right there. But if y'all want an order, I'll give an order. 1, sorry guys, I'm going away from the common pick. I'm going Joker. The team is winning ball games. I think that somewhat needs to factor in with the MVP race. 2, I'll go Larry Bird Jr. from the Dallas Mavericks. I don't understand why people get mad when they call Luka Larry Bird 2.0 because that's exactly what that guy is. He's Larry Bird 2.0. He plays exactly like Larry Bird. I mean, I was scrolling through Twitter earlier. He made a ridiculous shot that I've only seen one other person make behind the backboard, and it was Larry freaking Bird on YouTube. 3, I'm going to go Embiid. I really like the 76ers team, and Embiid's a big part in it. 4, I think you got to go Jason Tatum just because of Boston's success, and he's taken his game to another level after that finals loss. Then 5, you got to go Goat James, man. I mean, the way he responded in that Memphis game, I think that says it all. He's a top 5 guy. After all that debacle, he said, I'm going to ride for my guy, Shannon Sharp. I'm going to get him a win when he's courtside at the Lakers game, and he did. And he's been playing excellent. I think the Hachimura move elevates his play to another level at the age of 38 that we've never seen and never will see ever. But guys, I think a dark horse MVP guy that could potentially slip into this top 5, Kyrie Irving. I want to do without Kevin Durant. He's been doing it. 38 on Steph, beat the Warriors last night. Guys, if he keeps this up, he's in the Nets win ball games. When KD comes back, they're going to look at those two like they might have a shot at MVP, and they're going to get MVP votes. So that's my spiel.
Okay. Brewer. Yeah. Top 5 MVP guys.
Yeah. Number 1, Luka. He's winning MVP this year. Number 2, give me Joel Embiid. I like Joel Embiid a little better than Jokic right now. I don't know why. Don't have a reason. I just like him. Number 3, still give me Jokic at 3. Coach P, I don't know why you're laughing at me, but I'm just going to keep rolling on here. Number 4. Give me Jason Tatum. I've been a believer in him ever since Mike Kotsar shut him down in 2017 March Madness. Big Jason Tatum guy, though. I think he's a great player. He's the future. Number 5, give me LeBron, 38 years old. Like they said, pretty insane what he's doing right now. Give me LeBron at 5. Good list, fellas. Good list.
Great list.
Yep.
Great list.
I really prepared for that, as y'all can tell. I didn't think I'd be here by the time y'all did this.
Yeah, I saw something on I think it was a video on Twitter or TikTok about how talent saturated the league is right now. I think there are 55 players in the league right now averaging over 20 points a game.
That's nuts.
And the all-time high in the NBA was last season at 31. So this guy proposed an idea of what if the NBA expanded to like 34, 36 teams to saturate the talent, because it's all like averaging 20 now is like averaging 10. It's not really special anymore. It's like, oh, he averages 20. Okay, so what? There are 54 other players that average 20. So if you add more teams, the league gets saturated, a little bit more competitive. And I think 34, 36 is too much, but I mean, we know we're gonna add 2 teams probably in the next 5 years. So
it'll help with that.
Yeah.
You got 2 markets that you could put a team in Nashville, put a team in Las Vegas, and I think both of those
go Seattle first. Probably Seattle and Vegas first, for sure.
Boys, not a fan of that.
I got a question.
South Carolina got some love.
I got a question for y'all. Trade deadline's coming up, right? Who do you think, what team do you think is going to make a splash at the trade deadline?
Ooh, let's see. Are there any teams close to blowing it up, or do you think of one player away from?
I know my team right off the bat.
I could see Toronto probably blowing it up, maybe.
Yeah. Toronto, if they got to win some games here. Who I was going to choose is Phoenix. There's been reports saying that they might look at options in the offseason to move Chris Paul.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think if they want to make the playoffs and make a run in the playoffs, they got to shake something up. And you got Jay Crowder piece, because he's not playing for obvious reasons. I think you got to trade him at the deadline. Just get something in return. Get a rotation guy that can fit in with your team and try to help Booker out. But yeah, that team's not going to win a championship. So that window has been closed.
I could see. I mean, I know it's not a real possibility this happening, but what do the Clippers do?
I don't know, but they are in the playoffs.
They are, but it's kind of like they're not going to. Do we think they're really going to make it to the finals? Probably not. Kawhi takes off every other game. I mean, Paul George is out there playing, but like, I don't know. And then also probably one team I could probably see like blowing it up. I mean, if you really want to call it blowing it up, it's probably the Wizards. I mean, they probably have the worst front office in the league. I mean, get Brad Beal out of there, send him to a winning team, and get Porzingis out of there and just try and play the Wembanyama sweepstakes in the draft, because they're just they have no direction of what they want to do at all.
Yeah.
You got Beal and Porzingis. No, go ahead.
That's been a common theme with the Wizards. I mean, ever since Michael Jordan took over, they made some ridiculous moves that make no sense. Like trading, I remember when Jordan traded for Jerry Stackhouse, that move made no sense whatsoever, and I think that's just a franchise you got to draft a franchise guy. Mm-hmm. I don't think they have, so they haven't in their career as a franchise.
They definitely have.
John Wall,
Bradley Beal, Gilbert Arenas. I mean,
But they didn't do enough.
Gilbert
to
Arenas
put
was
guys
drafted
around
by
him.
Arenas was drafted by the Warriors,
Yeah,
but
he was a Warrior for like 3-4
yeah,
years.
but they've had the franchise guys. It's just they're just not smart.
Yeah,
Like Kelvin's, they're just not. They're not very smart. Like they're running it like I don't even think people don't go to the games anymore. Like
They
John
don't.
Wall wanted to be a Wizard. I just watched a podcast with him. He wanted to stay in Washington. It's not like he wanted to leave,
Hmm.
but it just sucks. I mean, there's so many people that would want to play with John Wall. I mean, look at the people that he played with at Kentucky.
yeah. Played with
Yeah,
Patrick
Warriors.
Patterson, Boogie Cousins, Eric Bledsoe. They had 6 guys drafted in the first round.
Number 2 point guard from the University of Kentucky, John Wall.
That's crazy.
Yeah, boy.
Crazy.
I got another question for y'all.
All
I
right.
mean, mid-season finals predictions. It's kind of tough right now. I literally
couldn't
have
tell you.
no clue
I got a team.
who would come out right now.
I got a team. Sleeper pick. The Pelicans. Why are we not talking about the Pelicans? I mean, this team is loaded. They're deep. They play like 10, 12 guys in fact, and they're all either get buckets or get stops. That's what that team does. You got Zion. Oh, wait, nope. We're going to take Zion out. We're going to put Herb Jones in, and he's going to go stop Jamal Murray type of player. He can go 1 through 4. This team's loaded. They got an excellent head coach, excellent front office. They might try to shake things up at the deadline, try to get another guy. Probably not, though. And they're going to make a deep run in the playoffs, and they're here to stay.
I don't think so. I think they're just not there yet. I mean, I'm just looking at their last 10 games. They're 3-7, and two of those 3 wins came from the 2 worst teams in the league, the Rockets and the Pistons. I just think they need a little bit more experience. And I think they'll probably win round 1. But I think if they go against an experienced team in the West, maybe well, there really are no experienced teams in the West. But say like
Warriors.
Golden State, Denver, I think they'll probably get a gentleman's sweep 4-1.
My opinion on the Pelicans, if CJ McCollum is your best guard, you're not going to win a finals.
I don't think it matters.
I think it does because I don't think Zion is there yet to be like, let's say, final 2 minutes of a game. He's not there yet to the point where he'd be like, you know what, I'm gonna win this game. No, he's not doing it.
I think he is. And when you have Brandon Ingram, who can get a bucket at will on most people, I think that's a sleeper team that can make some noise in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think we're forgetting when, if John didn't think Zion was ready, we got to remember who Zion trained with, fellas, back at the YMCA. If he's not ready training with our guy Matt Schuler, he's not going to be ready. You know what I'm saying? So I think
There's no way you said on the podcast.
I think that's the X factor here.
All right, we got to move on.
All right.
We got to move on.
Okay. Well, then it's draft time, fellas. That's what we've been waiting for all podcast.
That was a tough listen, right?
It's best smells. It's gonna be a tough draft. It's gonna be you can get real creative with it. I'm excited to see what y'all pick. I don't know about y'all, but I'm pretty excited. So, Coach P, you want to run through I don't have the order up.
Yeah, I've got the order.
Okay.
Do you have it, Kelvin?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, go for it.
I'm first pick. Coach P was second pick. John third pick. Ryan fourth. James fifth. Davo sixth. As we always do, snake draft. First pick. I'm gonna go. I think this is a man's smell. A man's man smell. Give me burning wood. Campfire.
Dang.
Good one.
Yeah.
All right.
Good one.
Coach P.
Give me freshly cut grass.
Crap.
Thank you.
All right, John.
Give me Mama's Cooking.
Oh, Mama's cooking. Like that. Ryan?
It's me.
Yes, sir.
This might be a hot take. Give me rain.
That's not a hot take.
Like when it just rains, I think it's a great smell.
But
That's
y'all
a good
get
pick.
acid. Y'all get acid rain and cola, so it can't
John,
smell
you know
that good.
what you're talking about. Stay out of it.
Yeah, that was in 2019, man. Chill.
All right, James.
Man, I'm gonna go with some burgers on the grill smell.
Okay.
With my back-to-back picks, I'm gonna go with Sharpies
Wow.
and fajitas coming by your table
Crap,
at a
Dave.
Mexican restaurant.
Good pick, David.
Chili sizzling fajitas, man. Come on, can't
Most
beat
definitely.
those.
I got a weird pick for this one.
All right.
Might get roasted. Glue.
Mm.
I like the smell of glue.
Very nice smell, yes.
Very,
Oh.
very nice smell.
Okay.
Elmer's.
Yep, Elmer's glue. Yep, there we go.
All right, Ryan. There you go.
Give me Subway.
Oh, okay. Subway does have that smell, man. When you just walk in, you're like, oh.
More specific, like a Subway, like in a Walmart.
It's no, he's right. Because when you
Thank you,
first
Kelvin.
walk to the Walmart, the first thing you smell is Subway. You're like, damn, I want a sandwich.
Yep.
He's right. I
Exactly.
love that. Right. Do you want me to put Subway when you walk into a Walmart or just
Hey, if
Subway?
little brother, I appreciate you, man. That's fine. I think we should do that.
All right, John.
Oh god.
I'm going with those black car tree air fresheners.
Mm,
Well, I forgot the
The black ice,
black ice.
Black
yeah,
ice.
my guys.
solid smell.
It's like the tree ones. You ever seen them, Kev?
Oh yeah, the little tree. Yeah. I usually get the fresh car scent, but I like black ice. It's a good one.
Yeah, black ice.
I actually
yeah.
have the black ice spray little tree that I spray on my car sometimes.
Of course.
Nope.
Mhm.
Okay. Coach P.
I'm trying to choose between two. Give me freshly baked cookies.
I respect that.
Great pick.
It's very solid.
I respect that. I think I'm about to cook y'all with these next two picks, man.
How many
Second
rounds
pick,
are we doing?
Just three.
Okay.
Second pick. Come on, guys. Probably the best food smell. Bacon.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Third pick.
rookie pick.
Wow. Okay. Third pick. I mean, who doesn't like the smell of clean clothes? Give me fresh laundry. Fresh laundry. All right, Coach P, back to you.
Guys, come on. Gasoline.
See, my
Crap,
thing with
Coach P.
gasoline is, I explained this to Hannah like 2 weeks ago.
It
It's
smells
like-
good, but it lingers.
And it has to be the perfect amount. Because
Yeah.
if it's too much, it'll just kill the whole room and you feel like you're suffocating.
Can I retract?
Nope.
Nope, you gotta wait till the draft's done.
Oh, that's okay. I'm going to take the one I want. So
All right, John.
Give me pine trees.
Oh, that's really good.
good.
All right, Ryan.
Give me like the ocean or like sea breeze or something. Yep, here we go.
Ah,
Sea breeze. That's a really good one too. All right, James. Need a second?
oh man, no, I got one. Sunscreen.
Mm.
Good pick.
Yep, there we go.
All right, Davo with the last pick.
We're gonna go with some brand new shoes, fellas.
Yep. That's a
Yeah,
good one.
nice one.
Brand new shoes. Okay.
A pick that all of us missed was department store fragrance sections.
Or like walking into Lowe's or Home Depot.
Yeah,
Mhm.
fresh cut.
Wait. Hold on. I'm good with my pick, so I'm not changing anything. Coach P, do you want gonna change anything.
Yeah. I want to take out gasoline.
All right, where you changing it for?
It's because it's a smell that I smelled yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot just how good it is.
Mm-hmm.
You crack open a can of tennis balls.
Yes,
Oh,
facts.
Yeah. Yeah.
So give me a can of tennis balls.
Can tennis
Good
balls.
freaking pick.
John, you got anything you want to change?
Nah, we're chilling over here.
Solid. All right. Ryan,
Nope.
Rain, Subway, Sea Breeze. Not
Nope.
changing.
Nope.
James, Burgers, Grilling, Glue, Sunscreen.
Nope.
Davo, Sharpies, Fajitas, brand new shoes. Anything
We're
want to
okay
change?
with that one.
All right.
We're okay.
Well,
Well, all right. Let's throw in some. Let's throw in some honorable mentions.
New car.
New
Vanilla.
car.
Vanilla.
yeah, Nick Clark.
That was a big one.
Um,
Brewed coffee.
Coffee.
I don't even drink coffee. I like the way coffee smells.
Yeah. Mango
Rosemary.
carts at 3 a.m. on FMU baseball.
The FMU locker room at 12 in the morning.
What about some?
Yeah.
What about some tobacco? What about some
Maybe some
Citrus.
Play-Doh.
2 a.m. dizzy
Good
crab.
pick, David.
Pack of Kelvin Jones.
Why wasn't
Me-
Mint taken? Mint should have definitely been taken. For being real.
Me after
Oh,
Coach
yeah.
he spilled Zen on me that time.
Nah. You know what's a really good smell? When you put mint in like your sweet tea.
Oh,
That smell is crazy.
that's
Nah,
here.
hold up.
That's like
Y'all know what a great smell is?
what?
Andrew Shaw's smelling salts.
Oh,
Had me wanting to jump through a roof.
Bro, I
Dog.
was ready to run a marathon.
Yeah.
on the go corn.
Oh, here we go.
Elite smell.
Panera boxes.
Facts. Sierra turkey.
Butter.
Butter's a good smell, David.
Dave, I have a question.
Yes.
When you grew up, did you like eat like butter?
Of course I did.
Like just straight butter?
Of course I did.
What?
The spread I used to
Just
dip my fingy in.
did you ever had the spray butter and just like?
Nah, I sadly did
All
not.
right, I'm just checking.
I did that with cream cheese. I can't lie.
Now, cream cheese is understandable. I could take a spoonful of cream cheese and eat it.
I could still eat a full tub of Cool Whip if you gave it to me.
Cool, yes.
Hey, it's a good snack. Sugar free.
Mm.
I'm for real, fellas.
Nice and light.
If you're on that grind, that gym grind and stuff, and you need something sweet, that's what you should eat.
Yeah,
Cool Whip, blueberries, strawberries in it. Yep, here we go.
that's actually not a bad. I'm going to Publix tomorrow, guys.
There you go.
Oh, he got
All right,
money.
I
He going
think I am too.
I think I am too.
Hey,
Hey,
James, you gonna go to
Walmart.
Publix tomorrow?
No, it's too expensive.
I agree. Let's go to
We go to
Food Lion,
Walmart.
Well, I think that ends it here, fellas. Appreciate the support we've been getting. Follow us on the socials. I think next week or in the coming weeks, we're gonna start getting pretty heated with each other. Not gonna give away the surprise, but just be ready for that. Stay tuned, and we will see y'all next week.